Welcome back to another video, guys. I know I haven't uploaded in a while, but this is the first video of the Steam navigation series in which I will be teaching you the basics of Steam, how to navigate Steam, how to get to certain aspects of Steam, how to get certain perks and tabs and areas of Steam. Now, if you're a beginner, this might be the perfect video series for you. I'll be uploading once or twice a week of these videos, maybe more if I'm feeling myself. Alright, let's get into the video. Now, right when you launch Steam, you'll be brought to the store featured page, otherwise known as the Steam store homepage, in which the first thing you'll see is this artwork up here. And you will actually be able to see the publisher weekend, and it'll say what kind of sale they're having, or it'll be week. Anyways, but it's most likely going to be weekend. Alright. And then you'll scroll down a little bit and you'll see featured and recommended. These are just games that are recommended or featured based on things you might have already played or titles you have already played. And you could just look through these by simply pressing the arrow. And scroll down a little bit more, you'll see special offers, which is just games or certain series that are publisher sales, as you see right here, that might be available until a certain amount of time. For instance, this one has 38 hours left on it. Yeah, and you could also scroll, and there's usually a couple of pages of this. And then you scroll down, the next tab will be because you played such and such game. It'll just give you other games in the series or related to the game you played. And then you scroll below that, you'll see the discovery queue, in which you will see games that Steam thinks you might like. Some are based on games you've already played, and some are not. And you can click on this, and you can watch the trailer for the game or whatever. And if you don't like the game, you can just press this big yellow tab button that says next in queue, so-and-so remain, or such remaining, or how many remaining. Click on that, and it'll bring you to the next game, and rinse and repeat. In order to get back to the Steam store homepage, you can just either click the store button or you can hover over store and click featured. But fastest way to do this is just to click on store, and this will bring you to the Steam store homepage, where this is just the main hub for everything. And going down a little bit more, this is just pretty much self-explanatory. You can explore this on your own, but I will be going over most of this just from this left side of the screen. So left side of the screen, you'll find the gift cards where you can gift people or friends gift cards or email or something like that. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's the same way that you would buy a game on Steam. Also recommended, you'll see these are games that are recommended by friends, by curators, and by tags you search up. And then you'll see discovery queues, recommendations, and new releases. Excuse me. Then you'll see browse categories, where you could search games by categories, top sellers, new releases, upcoming specials, virtual reality, controller friendly. Say you're coming from console, you're used to a controller, you can click on controller friendly and it'll give you a list of games, which are actually, there's hundreds of them that support controller. And say you want one of these games, you can click on it, and then right below the trailer, the first button at the bottom left corner, you'll see add to your wish list. You could press this button and it'll add this game to your wish list if you want it in the future, or if you don't have enough money for it now and you just want to wait and get it later. But if you do have the money for it now, you could press add to cart, and then it'll take it to your cart automatically. Or if you just want this game, like I said, in the future, you could press add to your wish list, click that button again, it'll bring you to your wish list. You could scroll down by scrolling with your scroll wheel, or using the tab on the right hand side of your screen. It'll take you down to the game that you put it to your wish list. Now, if you want to get rid of this game from your wish list because you don't want it anymore, or you just realize it's too expensive for me, or you just don't like it, you can always remove it from your wish list by looking at the bottom right corner next to the date that you added it to your wish list on, and then press remove, press OK. It'll remove it from your wish list. Let's go back to the Steam store homepage. Moving down, you'll see browse by genre, So you will just explore games based on the genre that you like. So say my favorite genre is horror indie. There's no horror one right here, but I can press on indie, and this may bring me to some horror indie games. So that's pretty easy. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And if you hover over store, you'll see a bunch of these things. We already went over the discovery queue. If you press discovery queue, it'll bring you to the exact same page, and then you can click on it, and it'll bring you to this. And again, you can press the yellow tab button if you don't like that game, and rinse and repeat. Alright, going back to store, hover over it again, and your wish list. You can also access your wish list from here. So if you go to your, you could press wish list, it'll bring you to your wish list. But we already went over that. Point shop. Steam points is a currency by Steam that you get from buying games, which you can use those points to actually buy profile backgrounds, animated avatars, or avatar frames, or emoticons to message your friends. I don't buy emoticons because I don't message my friends on Steam. That's what Discord is for. But yeah, you can buy a bunch of cool stuff from here by just clicking on it and purchasing it, pressing the blue button, and you can see your total balance in the top right. Clicking on start. Again, before we do that, if you guys want me to go into detail about this, I could, but everything is pretty much on the home screen again. So, first press store again, and hover over it, and we can go to news. This is where you'll find news about upcoming events, or games, or new things coming to Steam, or updates about new games, or updates to Steam itself. I don't use this that much, but if you're a person that likes to look at news about games or any things that I just listed, go right ahead. Clicking on store again, we can hover over it and go to stats. This just tells you what are the most played games that are on Steam right now and how many people are actually in Steam. So that pretty much covers the gist of it. But one last thing, if you want to search for a game, you can, top right says search for the store. You can either press the search button and it'll bring you to this page, or you can just press in the search if you know what game you're looking for. And say I wanted to look for Borderlands. I type in Borderlands. Try to type in most of the letters, that way it doesn't give you something from another series. So say I just typed in Border, there are Payday, see Border Crossing Heist. So you don't want stuff like that popping up. So just type in the full name and it will give you to the game. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, and if you have any recommendations of videos to do next, I guess leave them in the comments. Cool.